Hey, we're Goddess Garden, Carrie Starr here, and today we are talking about being a black sheep, being the outcast. If you are one of those, this video is for you. If this is your first time here, welcome, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. I want to welcome you personally, and let's get to it. The power of being the black sheep or the outcast of the family. I've got 14 reasons why it's awesome. And you don't have to be defined by it either. And so let's get to it. Number one, I don't need to conform anymore. And that can be very, very powerful because in familial constructs, the overwhelming urge to conform is predominant. And when we have allowed that construct to let go, where we no longer feel the need to conform to what our family thinks is or is not okay, it's incredibly freeing. Number two, holidays are times of adventure. Don't get me wrong, it took me a long time to get here. It took me a few years to get to the point where holidays and not being with family was like, woohoo, I get to go have an adventure. But once I embraced that, I've had some amazing holidays doing some really fun things that I would never have been able to do prior. Number three, I am untethered. And you'll know it when I say it. If you feel or are untethered, at first it's quite daunting and scary. But as you start to grow into that freedom and you start to become comfortable being untethered, it's so amazing because it's as if the whole world has become your playground. Every person in the world has become a possible relationship, and the sky is the limit for what your life can be like and what your life can evolve into. Number four, I feel free to truly be myself. And this is one of the most beautiful things about the power of the black sheep, is that once you are no longer tied to the familial constructs of what is and isn't okay, when you drop into the freedom to know that you can truly be who you are, you can start to spread your wings and you can start to experience what it's like to truly be you, all the parts of you. It's the place where you start to learn how to love yourself in such full and emboldened ways that it seeps into every part of your life. Your life becomes more full, your life becomes juicy and delicious, and you get to try things that you would have never tried because you get to figure out, who the heck am I? Who the heck am I? If I am untethered and I am, no need to conform, who am I? I want to figure out who this beautiful person is. Number five, I am more honest. I am way more honest with myself first, and I am more honest with other people, which allows me to come to you and offer you content that is thought-provoking, that is, of my heart, that leaves me feeling vulnerable. But because I can be honest and vulnerable with myself, I then can offer that to you and you feel safe to be honest and vulnerable with me. Number six, I have become an encourager to others. When you walk down a tough path, such as being a black sheep of your family or being an outcast, it's tough. There are many parts of that hurt. And because I have been through it, I then am here to say to others, you can do it. I've done it, you can do it. And I love being an encourager to others. It's so meaningful to me. Okay. Number seven, I can throw off dogma or familial rules more easily because I am not invested in remaining in the clan. Whew, that's a big one. I'm going to read it again. I can throw off dogma or familial rules more easily because I am not invested in remaining in the clan. So when you're the black sheep, there's things that are different about you. There's things that maybe aren't accepted, or maybe you've been kicked out of your family. And it allows you to examine everything. And when you start to examine everything and question everything, because when the familial constructs of your life start to break, it's a deep time of questioning, because you think that's part of who you think you are, right? In the ego. Part of who we think we are is our family, right? That's where it all begins for us. We're born into a family. And if I'm not part of this family, or this family doesn't fit for me, then what else isn't fitting? It starts you down this quest of asking questions. And, it allows you to possibly more easily look to other belief systems, or to look at every part of your life and examine it and see, does this work for me? Is this serving me? Because if I don't need this one construct, what other constructs have I bought into that I don't need either? It's a very, very powerful place. Number 8, I empower my children to become as authentic as possible because I fiercely love their freedom to do so. I love this one so much. I have 3 children, and as I become more and more and more authentic, I know that it creates a lasting reverberation in their life, that no matter what they go through, or what they try, or what paths they might go down, they know that because I, their mother, has broken a lot of, chains, and I have gone down many paths inside my own mind and inside my own heart that have created immense amounts of freedom. They know that they have the ability to do that too, and they will still be deeply loved. That I will still be there, loving them, the freedom for them to find their life, find their path. I so love leaving that legacy for my kids. It feels so empowering to me to be able to do that with them. Number 9, I have become radically honest about my beliefs. Yes, I have become radically honest about my beliefs, and I do still choose where I want to share those, but I have had to become radically honest with myself. And that often will lead us to then understanding what our beliefs are, which may change because truth changes. But becoming more and more honest has allowed me to see the value in sharing that with other people. Because when we share what's of our heart to others, it's a reciprocation. They then feel like they can be authentic and share what is on their heart. And that's a very powerful place to be as a human. Number 10, I cultivate my own family, and it changes and evolves. Like many of you watching, you may have cultivated your own family. If your familial family of birth or of adoption is not working for you, or it's not a great fit for you anymore, you have cultivated your own family, as have I. And I find that really beautiful and special and spectacular. And it means a lot to me that we can do that. They do feel like family. There are people, right? And that feels so heartwarming. Number 11, I no longer feel like I'm letting people down. I outgrew that. That feels so good. When you get to that place in your journey as being the black sheep, where at first it starts out of a place of deep pain, that then becomes growth and deep power and turns into something really beautiful, you no longer feel like you're a letdown. You feel like you've outgrown that. You're a beautiful flower in a garden, and you're ready to shine. And you find your people, right? Like we just spoke about, you find your family. That feels so great. And I'm here to say, if you're at the beginning of a journey and you are a black sheep in your family and it really hurts, it doesn't have to stay that way. It doesn't have to stay that way. And you can grow and bloom through those painful moments. keep going. Number 12, becoming more honest about myself allows others to be more honest with me, right? It's that reciprocation that we just talked about. The beautiful thing about getting really honest about your life when it hasn't worked or there's been many pain points in it is that when you get really honest and then start to share with others, that honesty is so refreshing that they then feel like they have the ability to maybe open up some of their hurts and show them to you. Because if I become safe with my own heart, then someone in my presence feels as though they could be safe with their heart with me, right? I've honored myself and I can only offer them what's in me, so I would honor them as well, and they feel that safety. And I love that about this. I love that about this whole process about the power of being, a black sheep. So number 13. The power of being a black sheep is that it led me down a spiritual path that is so powerful that I've created a business from it. Isn't that amazing? How going through really challenging trials in our family constructs, when it leads you to question, if you're questioning those primary constructs in your life, it then leads you down a road where you have the ability then, because things are starting to break open and your mind's starting to break open and your heart's starting to open, where if you don't need that construct, then what other constructs don't you need? And it started me down a personal journey on my spiritual path of like, wow, there is a whole big world out there, an infinite quantum world that I know nothing about, that I am going to sink into, and I'm going to learn all about this. And it has, I've created a business from it, and it's so beautiful. And my final one for this video, number 14, I answered the call of my heart because I got really clear on what that was. The power of being a black sheep is that you can answer the call of your heart. And what you'll come to find when that happens, when we are in deep pain and our pain points are being triggered and that unhealed trauma is exposed, the powerful part about that is that we get to heal. And then in that healing, we get to walk forward on our heart's path. And what is so wonderful about that is that it becomes clearer and clearer as we take steps forward. As we take steps forward down our path and we heal those traumas and we heal those triggers, the path of our heart becomes more and more clear, and we keep going. And it allows us to cultivate an incredibly beautiful life. The power of being the black sheep is you get to really, really know yourself and own your life. And I'm so grateful that that has been my path. And I want to encourage you, if that is your path, come join me. You are in the right place. We have so much to learn together. All right. So love to you. Until next time.